Beautiful afternoon, everyone. It's me again, Lara Almeda, and welcome to fourth webisode of Tita. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How you all doing, guys? Grabe, na-miss ko kayo. Parang tagal-tagal natin hindi nagkita. Virtually, of course, dahil hindi naman tayo pwede pa magkita physically. Pero sobrang na-miss ko kayo. But, of course, this afternoon, but before I proceed, let me once again thank you guys for all your support. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng patuloy na sumasabay-bay sa ating T-Talks from the first webisode up to our fourth webisode today. Thank you all guys for staying with me sa lahat ng ating discussion, and I just hope that you all guys are learning from our very special guest na lagi nating nakakasama sa ating T-Talks webisodes. So super thank you. And now, for our webisode this afternoon, we're very blessed to have a mompreneur. Ayan, para naman sa ating discussion this afternoon kasi bagay na bagay po ito para sa ating lahat. Not just for all the mompreneurs out there, pero sa lahat po sa atin, especially this season, dahil ang dami-dami na po, di ba, na nag-business sa atin. Ang dami-dami kong friends sa Facebook lang, makikita natin, di ba, that everyone is going for home-baked goodies, mga kung ano, mga niluluto sa bahay, and then everything is good for selling, delivery, and all that. So, at this point, we'll be discussing a very good discussion or topic para mapag-usapan, which is how to handle family and business at the same time. Kaya naman dapat tayong lahat ay tumutok ngayong hapon para malaman natin kung paano ba natin mag-juggle ang family and then of course ang business. Okay? But before that, ayan, let me introduce to you first our featured product of the day, which is, as you can see on your screen, QWERTY mixed with tangerine peel. It promotes weight loss, helps on eliminating fats on our bodies. Kaya bagay na bagay po ito para sa nagda-diet nating mga friends, especially now na lahat tayo ay nasa bahay lang, so lesser ang physical activities natin. So, to help us stay fit, here's QWERTY for you to try. O, di ba, biglang lumalabas ang aking mug. And masarap to lalo na kapag mainit. And by the way, this has a bitter taste. As you all know, sa napag-usapan natin on our first webisode, sabi ni Doktora, di ba, Doktora Fatima, pag bitter ang tea, mas nakakatulong talaga ito for our diet, for weight loss. So, i-try nyo na. Okay? And now, while having our tea, let's get to know more about our very special guest this afternoon through this video. Let's watch this.
Our guest for today was a practicing pediatrician turned to a full-time exclusively breastfeeding mom to her 2 boys, and a loving wife to her fellow doctor husband. As she becomes full-time as a wife, she started being a mompreneur coach and later on founded and established MOMpreneur International, coaching moms from all over the world, guiding them on how they can balance work and life. Because of her passion on empowering women, she has been invited to different conferences and seminars to motivate mom entrepreneurs towards having a thriving, passion-filled, and productive life. She was also one of the Vagina Warriors of the popular Eve Ensler's The Vagina Monologues last 2017. She is also a co-owner of Salt and Pepper Culinary Institute located in Cebu and the Mobile Banquet by Chef Coke, a mobile catering services. Let's all welcome our mompreneur guest for today, Doc Jet Bacaltos.
As promised, syempre lagi po tayo nagbibigay ng mga special guests ngayong hapon sa lahat ng webisodes natin. And nakikita niyo na siya ngayon. Katabi ko siya sa screen niyo. Ayan, kumakaway siya. Okay, so let's all welcome Doc Jet Bacaltos!
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me here. This is one of the It's one of the topics talaga na very close to my heart because I've been doing it for practically 6 years already. So, ngayon 6 years na by the kaka-birthday lang ng anak ko, he turned 6 years old din, so that's also around the time that I became a mom entrepreneur. So yun, so 6 years ko nang ginagawa to, so it's really the topic na very close to my heart. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Very credible ang ating speaker for this episode, for our topic. And siguro hindi rin naman din siya for mommies like si Doc, diba? It will also apply to different walks of life, diba? So, kaya ito na po patatagalin, Doc Jet, no? Ibibigay ko ng screen sa inyo, hindi ang floor, kundi ang screen dahil virtual na lahat. Okay? Once again, let's all welcome Doc Jet Bacaltos. Give it away, Doc.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna share my screen. So, like what Lara just said, this just doesn't apply to moms, but technically, I'm here to share 7 tips to manage time the MOMpreneur way. So why I'm saying the MOMpreneur way is, like I said, I've been doing this for 6 years, and I'm not saying I'm a master of time management, because for me, I am still really a work in progress. But these tips that I will be giving you, it's really tried and tested along the way, right? So hopefully, for even if you are not a mom, hopefully you can pick some tips that you can actually use in your own productive lives as well, right? So this is technically my whole scenario. Now nadagdagan pa ng isa. I have a 2-month-old at the moment. Currently, he's here sleeping in my arms. Nandito siya sa baba. Okay. Nandito siya sa akin. I'm carrying him at the moment. So it's really juggling family and business at the same time. You might be wondering now why I'm in business. I'm a pediatrician naman. 6 years ago, my firstborn had a condition. He had an illness na I had to take care of him. And at that point, I was made to choose between practicing as a pediatrician and giving it up altogether and focusing on my son and focusing on family and motherhood. And of course, you probably know which one I chose, and that's really motherhood and choosing my family over anything else. And so at that time, I became a full-time stay-at-home mom. I was exclusively breastfeeding my son then at that time. And I was also looking for ways that I can still stay productive. And that's how I turned into online business. And that's how the story of how to juggle between business and family all at the same time is the experience over the years. That's how it started for me. Right. So I'm going to share with you tips. And my tip number 1 is really prioritization. I'm sure you've heard a lot about, prioritize. It's very, it's like a cliche word na for you perhaps. But I have to repeat it again. For a mom who's juggling so many things, you're wearing so many hats. Even if you're not a mom, perhaps you have so many hats that you have to wear, so many tasks that you need to do. And dami, for being a mom lang, you're a wife, you take care of the household, you cook, you clean. So for example, may tatlo ka pang, you have 3 kids pa and everything else. Now you really have to set priorities. At some point you can, at some point you are in a decision point now wherein would you do this or not? And it all boils down, is that part of your priority? Does that matter to you? So yun yung ibig ko sabihin na when it comes to setting your priorities. But I also have to take note that set your priorities and limit it to 3 to 5. Why do I say this? Because you can't have so many priorities and give it your 100% and give it your all, give it your best. You can't just simply do that. No, we all have 24 hours a day minus 8 hours of sleep. Ilan na lang ang natira. Diba? So we really need to prioritize which one. We really have to, to manage our time and which ones to prioritize first. So for me, I set priorities up to 5. So which are those? Of course, number 1 is God. For me, marriage. 3, my kids or being a mother. 4 is myself. And the 5th one is my business. Yun lang. Okay, so kung hindi pasok doon, there are, sometimes there will be events na hindi pasok doon sa priorities ko. It has to stay behind. No, una muna yung top 5 priorities. Okay? Rank in order of priority. Pagka, for example, nalilito kayo, paano? Okay, you have to really sit down and think about na kung ito ang i-prioritize ko, you have to stick it with emotional. Kung ito aalisin ko, what would happen to my life? What would happen to my well-being? Kailangan ko ba ito sa buhay ko? Ganyan. So that's how you set priorities. We all have different priorities. I'm not saying na yung priority ko is really the exact lang, yan lang yung tama. But if, say for example, your career or your business is your priority, it will be number 1, then it's okay. No, I'm not the one to say na that's wrong. No, there's no right or wrong naman. It will really depend on what matters to you. Okay? All right. So next one, I'm very heavy on time blocking. Tip number 2 is about time blocking. For me, this is the secret for all mompreneurs. You really have to time block, and this is the secret to all mompreneurs in thriving both business and family. What is time blocking? Time blocking is you block chunks of time. You block it off chunks of time according to your priority. So what does it look like? Okay, for me, it looks like this. So for one day, the typical Monday nila, typical Monday nila. I start off 8 to 9 a.m. That's my personal stuff. So I do stuff for me at that time because that's a time na tulog pa. Tulog pa sila. They're still getting up. Ganun pa. So what I do at this time, I walk. I do my stretches, I read some stuff, and again, no technology muna, right? And then around 10 to 12 p.m., that's purely for kids. So I prepare lunch, I bathe them. No, it's different. Of course, ngayon kasi, you will have to change your schedule or your time blocking depende sa stages ng kung saan ang anak mo. For example, it will differ if you have a newborn. It will also differ if you have toddlers, or if you have a school, if you have a preschooler, or if you have a grade schooler, it will differ. So you will have to adjust it as you go along. Right now, I'm currently changing it because I have both a grade schooler and I also have a newborn. So I do time, like I said, so time blocking. Okay, 10 to 12 p.m. That's purely for kids. I cook for them, I bathe them, and I have some playtime with my 2-month-old. And then around 12 to 1 p.m. that's lunchtime, sitting down with my grade schooler naman, and we sabay kami mag-lunch. Alright. And then around 2 to 5 p.m. kasi pag 1 p.m. balik na sa online school currently kasi they're online schooling, and then 2 to 5 p.m. that's my work time, or that's my time for business. And you might say, wow, ang haba naman. No, in those block of chunk of time na work yung 2 to 5 p.m., I also break it down to task at hand sa business. Example, okay, 2 to 5 p.m. 2 to 3 p.m. I allotted for lead generation, client calls, presentations, follow-ups, right? 3 to 4 p.m. I allotted for answering messages, answering client queries, answering team messages, ganun. Right? Then 4 to 5 p.m. that's for either meeting up or training my team, or that's also for content creation. For content creation, planning my videos, planning my blogs, and then I depende yon. So I'm just giving you an example. I'm just giving you my own example, but it will again depend on the task that you need to do for your business or for your work. But that's how time blocking works. And I have to give you one and know now, when you do time blocking, when it's time for family, it's time for family. Put down your phone, give it your 100%. Why do I say that? Give it your 100% at that particular time. Because when you just give, when you're distracted, say for example, it's playtime. It's playtime with your toddler and you're still answering some client calls and something like, your kids would feel this, that you aren't giving them your all. You are distracted. So, hindi mo nabigay and they would feel lacking. So, by the time na it's gonna be your work time, it's gonna be your, the time that you have for your business, your kids will, they will need more time from you. Kukunin nila yung time din for your production time sa business or sa work because they still feel na you lack something na hindi mo nabigay ang lahat. At the same goes for your work. if you also mix it with playtime and work, the same goes, you won't be giving 100% of yourself sa work mo. So it will also be half-hearted. Half-hearted din siya. So it will totally mix, and lalong-lalo na maguguluhan lang din ang isip mo. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many things in your mind, no? Pag you're playing with your kid, pero ang dami mong inisip, I have to email ganito, I have to ganito, I have to, and yan, I have to answer this, I have to call ganyan. Okay? It will just put so much stress on you. So when you do time blocking, so I have to reiterate, so when you do time blocking, and when it's time for kids, when it's time for family, when it's time for your spouses or for your husbands, it's time for them. Nothing else. 100%. Give it your 100%. Alright, so in terms of productivity, so I do it in 52 minutes interval, 52 minutes stops. Okay, that's my, now studies show that a person is most productive only in that 52 minutes, and give it after that 17 minutes break. So 52 minutes to your work, your concentrated, focused work, and then 17 minutes of break. So within the time block that I allotted for work or for my business, that's only 52 minutes na tinatime ko for, okay, ito yung gagawin ko for follow-ups or client calls, ganito. So 52 minutes, okay, purely ganun lang. And then after non-stop, give it 17 minutes, and then give another 52 minutes for the task that you need to do. For example, you only have 1 hour per day lang. Yun lang talaga ang mabibigay mo for your business. Okay lang. Just do it quality, make sure it's quality, and make sure once you sit down, ang ginagawa mo talaga is purely for production and for business na. Okay? Kasi then the tendency kasi that what I encounter I'm also guilty of it sometimes. No, I'm not perfect. Like I said, I'm a work in progress. There are days talaga na narag talaga. No, there are days na when I sit down and it's time for work, and I use it for scrolling Facebook, for scrolling Instagram, and then you pretty soon, pagkatingin text mo tingin sa clock, it's, my gosh, 1 hour has passed of doing nothing. So I have to also advise na by the time you sit down for when it's already your time for work, like really get down to work and block off everything, all the distraction. Turn down your phone if you don't need naman the social media. Turn off notifications, turn off TV, turn off lahat, and really do what needs to be done for your work, in order to increase your productivity. Okay? So like I said, I'm very heavy sa time blocking, kaya ang sobrang haba ng advices ko or tips for the time blocking. Okay, so tip number 3 is plan the night before. Okay, so the night before, of course, hindi naman na nung night before ka lang nagplano talaga for what you're gonna be doing the following day. Hindi naman. Of course, you're gonna be planning ahead. But you have to also play again in your mind and write it down what you need to do the following day. Kasi by the time you wake up, and by the time your kids wake up, by the time, lahat in the household wakes up, it's gonna be like parang faucet. You cannot turn it off na. It's gonna go down, it's gonna go through the day, and then by the end, by the time na you'll be alone and at peace na by the time they're all asleep at night. Pretty soon, tapos ng araw mo, narag ka na. Okay, so you have to plan the night before. You have to know what you need to do the night before. Okay, pagkagising ko, ito yung dapat gagawin ko. Ito yung time blocking ko the following day. Okay, ito family time, ito yung lunch time namin, ito yung work time ko. Okay, anong mga dapat kong gagawin? So, pag family time, itong uunahin ko. Ito yung mga asikasuhin ko. Pagka-work time, ito mga gagawin ko. Ito sila ang mga ifa-follow up ko. Ito sila ang mga kailangan kong i-train. Ito sila ang kailangan mag-deliver. Okay? So you have to plan the night before para pagkagising mo, boom, you already know what you need to do. Autopilot ka na. So no matter kahit na umiiyak na yung isa, ganyan, it's still part of your, nakaplano ka na, you know what to do, you already have the time for that na. Alright? Hindi ka naman siya, oh my gosh, hindi ko pa nagawa ito, ganyan. Okay? Alright. Now, tip number 4 No, Lara and I were just discussing this offline, off Zoom. Delegate to elevate your business. So we were talking about outsourcing. So I'm also very heavy for delegation because you simply cannot do everything. It was a struggle for me at first because I know sanay ako, I'm a pediatrician. Sanay ako, it's a self parang you can do it all on your own, right? Being a pediatrician. So sanay ako doon, no? Sanay ako doing things on my own because I know that I'm gonna get things done. I know for myself na I'm gonna get things done and I'm gonna do it the way that I wanted to, and I'm gonna be fast by doing fast, and I'm gonna do it fast. Alright? Sanay ako sa isip na ganun. But when you manage family and business, you simply cannot do it all on your own. In order to elevate your business, you have to know which ones to delegate, which tasks to delegate. So for example, with regards to managing the home, I'm actually outsourcing. I'm delegating house cleaning, laundry, doing the laundry, washing the dishes, and everything everything that pertains to the household, except for cooking. I do my cooking because I love to cook. Depende naman. So delegate those na kaya naman ng iba, na hindi naman kailangan ikaw talaga. Okay, so with regards to my business, I'm also outsourcing. I'm also delegating stuff like designing. It takes me a long time to design. Like I said, I'm an academic by heart. Hindi ako yung mga creative talaga when it comes to design. So I'm outsourcing designing. I'm also outsourcing editing. I also have a brand strategist that also helps me get through with, get me aligned with content and everything. So I'm outsourcing those. It's not because na hindi ko kaya. I'm outsourcing those because I'm saving time. I'm saving my time for things na I can be most productive. Example, or things na ako talaga ang kailangan. So what are those? Following up clients, training my team, or lead generation, looking for clients, presenting to clients. So yung mga areas na yun, ako talaga ang kailangan. You're yourself talaga ang kailangan. Hindi mo naman pwedeng i-outsource. Of course, that's your business. But things like kung kaya naman siyang i-delegate, kaya naman siyang i-outsource, do it. For a mompreneur, hindi talaga kaya na ang lahat. And I attended this course, and it was a podcasting course actually. So I was taking this podcasting course, and I was very bibo. And ganyan. So I was asking, do you also have an editing course? And dun sabay-sabay silang lahat na, does your business matter to you? Sabi nila, does your business matter? Of course, yes. And do you want to succeed in podcasting? Sabi ko, of course, yes. And ang sabi nila, outsource your editing. Don't do it yourself. Yun yung advice nila. And that was an international group. Ang daming may Singaporeans, mga Americans, ganun. And they were all suggesting, don't do the editing yourself. You're a mom, lalo na, don't do that things. So that's really delegate to elevate your business, right? And so tip number 5 for me is create systems. So it's not enough na you're already delegating to other people, and you're outsourcing other people. Now you also have to create a system around your work. Now, what do I mean by this? So say for example, content creation, content. You have a page. Create a system around that. Then you don't have to post talaga every day. So what you can do is you can schedule your post ahead. You already have a content calendar, and you can post your schedule ahead naman. So if you have a Facebook page, you can actually do that. You can schedule your post ahead. Same with Instagram, right? Or you can use the Buffer app. That's the Buffer. That's an app that I also use sometimes, for scheduling posts. Alright. So another system that you can use for yung mga apps. You can use apps to help ease your schedule, your life, to help organize your day. And one particular thing, if you're managing a team, you can actually use the Asana app. And the Asana app, it's not actually an app, it's a site that I use for delegating tasks to my team. And my Star task, or the MEISTERTASK. If you already have a large team that you need help managing on. Okay? I'm always one of those people na I would choose pen and paper, notebooks, paper to really get it done, to manage a team. I'm all for that. But, there will come a time na your hands will be full. Like, for example, you're carrying your baby, you're breastfeeding, and you can't simply find your notebook and pen and just to, sana ba yun siya? Ito, kailangan kong ganito, kailangan kong i-follow up nito, ganyan. You can't simply do that. And, we all have technology and we will use that wisely. So, yun yung mga systems. So, yun yung mga apps that you can use. Asana, MeisterTask, and the scheduling of posts or the buffer posts. And another thing about another app that I use for content creation is the Evernote. Okay, the Evernote is the EVERNOTE, the Evernote. I use that for gathering mga contents. Say, for example, I met someone and she inspired me. She mentioned something that inspired me, or I've read something in a book, I've watched something in a movie perhaps, or in a YouTube video. So I jot it down, not in a notebook. Dati kasi notebook ginagamit ko. I jot down not in a notebook but in the Evernote app for future reference, for future use for content creation. Okay? So create systems around your in your business or in your work to help you when it comes to productivity. Okay? Ayan. Tip number 6, okay, say no. Okay. So, madalas kasi gusto natin gawin lahat. Daming gusto natin gawin. Especially, I wanna do that, ganyan. Especially being a mom na you feel like you're deprived of so many things. So, tendency, pag may mag-offer sa'yo, pag may mag-invite sa'yo ng ganito, you would technically, okay, sige, gusto ko yan. I wanna be in it. But, you also, again, go back to this is where the prioritization matters. You go back to your priority. If is it part of your priority? If it's not, then say no. Or, kunwari, it's about, a friend invited you to a party or to a virtual party kasi lahat yan virtual na. Okay, a friend invited you to a virtual party. And at the same time, meron ka nakaschedule na meeting, a client meeting. Okay, of course, again, go back to your prioritization, go back to your priorities. Which one would you say yes and which one would you say no? I'm not saying naman na it's always a no whenever your friends invite you. Of course, no. After everything is done, like for me, example, I usually have it during Saturday night after I've done everything. I usually allot time for friends time. For friends time. Hindi naman yan every Saturday. And it's not gonna last the whole day. Just spend some time, after everything, tulog na ang kids mo, you've already prepared everything in the house. Tapos na ang mga nagawa mo for work during the day. You've already had husband time or partner time. That's very important for me. Ang husband time. After everything is done, now you can have it. Now, tapos kaya mo pa. And then, if it makes you feel happy, then go ahead. Join that virtual party. Talk to your friend or something like that. Okay? But technically, say no if you really have to. Okay? And then, lastly, my tip number 7 is you have to give yourself grace. Acknowledge and accept. There will be days na you won't be really, you won't be following your time block talaga. No matter how meticulous you plan, no matter how maigi you plan your day or how systematic you are, there will always come a time na your child will need you. Your son will need you to, maybe he's sick, or maybe he's really extra clingy in that day, or maybe you just need to restart or to recharge or something. Give yourself grace. Allow yourself also to acknowledge the fact that sometimes things really happen, and give yourself na you don't feel so guilty about everything. You don't feel so pressured about everything. Accept the things that there are really days which are like na ganun talaga. And give yourself grace. No? Thank yourself for doing so much. Thank yourself na you're doing the best you can. Know that you're always doing the best you can. Na hindi ka kulang. You don't need to be guilty of so many things. Right? So, because I want you all na to realize the managing family and business will be all about will be all about yourself, will be all about your well-being then. No, it's very important that you are happy, that you are actually loving what you do. Because if it's really, if it's just work for you, or if it's just, ito na naman ako, ganyan. If it's just work for you, then it's not gonna work, no? Might as well give up one thing over another. Might as well, hindi mo na lang siya pagsabayin. Kaysa you're not happy about what you do. So most important thing here naman is you enjoy it. Because if you enjoy it, everything here will be very easy for you. It will be learnable for you, and it will work for you. All right? So lastly lang, lack of time is actually lack of priorities, and good time management starts with orders from your boss, and that's your priority. And if you spending time on the things that are important to you will actually make you feel that you have all the time that you need. And planning and scheduling will go a long way. And remember to schedule breaks and small rewards into your day. So I'm also celebrating your small rewards. For example, I was very productive that day. Nagawa ko talaga lahat, I also reward myself. Now, how do I reward myself? I give it some more, 15 minutes more me time, ganyan. I buy, I get me time, coffee time, tea time, ganyan. Depende sa whatever makes you happy. Because then again, like I said, everything will matter as long as you're happy doing all the things. Right? Thank you so much for listening. That's it. I hope you learned. Wait lang, i-stop share ko lang to. Alright.
No, di ba? Very simple, no? Napaka-easy. Very, very full of wisdom. Basic stuff, basic tips, di ba, Doc? Pero,
yes.
Sa totoo lang, minsan yun yung nakakalimutan natin. Parang as simple as it is, nakakalimutan.
Yes. Correct. Yes. And it really works naman. Basics we will always go back to basics.
Yes.
Walang bagong, walang bagong technicalities. It's really like basics and really you doing it.
Yeah. Grabe, gusto kong i-highlight kasi nagsusulat din ako. Di ba? May pena ko. Ako habang nakikinig ako kay Doc, no? So, I would like to highlight yung setting of priorities, so number 1, especially the one na ililimit lang din natin yung priorities natin, like 3 to 5. Kasi ako, I love setting priorities din, pero dahil sa dami din nila, parang lahat nililista ko. So, sanay ako na ang dami kong nakikita ganyan. Pero tama si Doc, no? Parang the more na, ang dami nga nakaratag, naka-rank pa siya, pero kung ang dami naban din itong mga to, at the end of the day, hindi mo rin siya matatapos. So, ganun din tayo sa mga, natin, di ba, Doc? And gusto ko rin i-highlight yung pag-say no nung ating, natin kapag tayo ay merong may mga offer na in-invite tayo whatsoever, pero minsan kailangan talaga natin mag-say no, di ba, minsan? So, just to do the things na dapat natin gawin, kailangan makapag-say no tayo. Minsan ang hirap no, Doc? Lalo kapag may mga irresistible ka.
Yeah, correct. You really have, it's really like, ganyan.
Parang choosing between milk tea or coffee. Parang both na lang.
Oo, di ba? Kung pwede lang, no?
So, pero pero sa lahat ng mga nasabi ni Doc, siguro isa din sa maganda rin na masabi sa ating lahat. Lahat ng mga tips na binigay ni Doc sa atin is walang saysay kung hindi natin i-apply. Right, Doc?
Yes, exactly.
Disciplined enough na yung mga ito. So, grabe.
Hindi naman siya, for me, that's the reason why I made it very simple and very basic para magawa talaga. Mm-hmm. I did a training before about time management, and it was so technical, and it was so very That's parang hindi na din nagawa. That's also one of the things na, I have to make it basic para din masunod talaga.
Yes.
Kasi you have to make, like, kailangan simple lang. Kasi ayaw natin ng komplikadong buhay. Ang dami ng komplikado sa buhay.
True. Sobrang komplikasyon, dadagdagan pa ba?
Correct. Magulo na.
Simple, mas doable sa ating lahat.
Yes.
Yeah. So, thank you so much for
as well.
Insightful na discussion with you. So, like I said kanina, before Doc started, this doesn't apply to just mompreneurs like Doc. Lahat tayo, different walks of life, lalaki, babae, di ba? Even not a mom, di ba, Doc? Kahit ikaw ay simpleng young professional or even sa school, di ba?
Yeah.
Sa school. So, talagang mga students, lalo ngayon na online, virtual na lahat, Doc, di ba? So, talagang applicable ang lahat ng mga ito. So, thank you again, Doc, for making this very simple, no? Napakadaling ito. Yes. Maraming salamat, Doc, for this tips na i-share niyo po sa amin. I just hope all our viewers this afternoon ay talaga namang i-apply natin. Ako na rin, kasama na ako doon. I-apply religiously ang lahat ng tips na na-share ni Doc Tetsa. So once again, thank you, Doc, and sana po makasama namin kayo ulit next time. And in person as well, no? Sana makapagkita na rin ang lahat.
Oo nga. I'm looking forward to that talaga. Makapagkita-kita na tayong lahat.
Makapag-hangout na ang mga tao.
Yes.
Physical.
Tama. Correct.
Thank you so much, Doc Jet. So, once
Thank you so much also.
Jet,
Thank you so much also.
And thank you! Bye-bye po! Ayan, alright. So, nakasama natin si Doc Jet and tulad ng mga na-discuss niya sa atin, di ba? Very simple, napakadaling, actually napakadaling sabihin. In reality, napakadaling sabihin, pero at some point, di ba, may mga pagkakataon na mahirap din siyang gawin. Pero, like I also said, di ba, discipline lang din naman ang kailangan natin. And of course, keep in mind lahat ng mga bagay na ito para magampanan natin ang lahat ng mga dapat nating gampanan or yung mga priorities natin, magawa din natin at the end of the day, which is the very important din naman. Diba? So, dahil dyan, sabi ko nga, lagi natin itong ginagawa, di ba? Sana di ka nagsasawa. Okay, so, let me share my screen dahil we're now on our question of the day. Wait lang ha. Ayan, okay? Alright. Okay, alright. So, actually, it's not really a question, but share to us your secret naman on how you manage business or work and family at the same time. Ayan, sa lahat ng mga viewers natin this afternoon, I know, ang lahat po sa atin ay natututo na mag-juggle ng mga bagay-bagay, no? Business, family at the same time. So, para sa lahat ng mga viewers, kindly share to us naman din kung paano nyo naman ina-handle ang ganitong scenario. Of course, the business and family at the same time. So, comment down below and nakikita nyo ang ating product, our featured product, which is Perky Mix with dried tangerine peel. So, sa lahat po na comment ng kanilang mga sharing, no, mga insights para malaman natin kung paano natin po pwede pa na ma-handle ang ating business and family at the same time. We'll be choosing 3 best answers and of course, 3 best winners or 3 best answers will get the chance to have this Perky Mix with tangerine peel. So, comment na po kayo. Yan. Okay? So, once again, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng sumubaybay sa atin, no? Please don't go away dahil meron pa po tayong mga susunod na gagawin at mga pag-uusapan after this short break.
When we were young, everyone has different dreams. Some people want to build a cozy home for their families. Some people dream of opening a coffee shop and being their own boss. Some people dream of seeing their children graduating from college. Some people dream of retiring by the age of 40. Some people wish to be healthy even when they're 70. Whatever your childhood dreams were, when you grew up, did you realize yourself being wrapped up by busy work and monotonous living? What actually is your goal of life? We seem to have lost our dreams. Have you ever thought of a business opportunity that will enable you to have financial freedom and a healthy life? To live the way you want your life to be and to realize all your dreams? This opportunity can help you have a breakthrough in your life. Let you embrace your own ideal living style. Undertaking the mission of advocating its health regimen, Infinitus is the opportunity for achieving all your dreams. You just have to share our quality scientific researched herbal products with all your friends. Then you can get control of your own time, easily build a successful business, attain an opportunity of financial freedom, and build a dreamed healthy life with your family. Most importantly, you can pass this successful business with vision of health to your next generation. Over the past 20 years, millions of people have built their dreams of healthy living with Infinitus, achieving various goals in their life journeys. Infinitus fulfilled every dream of both you and your family members. A dream is not a dream anymore. Please join us now and write down all of your dreams. Let Infinitus help achieve all your dreams with you.
And we're back! Thank you so much guys for staying with me until the end of this webisode. Ngayong hapon na ito, I hope na marami po tayo natutunan from Doc Jet sa lahat ng mga nagbe-business out there and of course have their own family or even their family, biological family, no? I hope na matutunan din po natin na ang lahat ng mga bagay na discuss niya, na share niya sa atin ay may apply natin sa ating mga day-to-day lives. So, before we officially end, let me just remind you guys that today is the last day of registration para sa ating annual virtual walking day on September 19, 2020. At para sa lahat po na nagtatanong, maglalakad lang po ba tayo? No. Of course, to make it more fun on that day, hindi lang tayo maglalakad virtually, of course, to have that 10,000 steps. Diba? We'll be having a Zumba sesh, with, of course, our lovely Zine, Gail de la Cruz from Live Love Party. Oh, diba? Mas masaya yun para naman hindi lang tayo maka-reach ng 10,000 steps, but of course, mas magkaroon tayo ng physical activity on that day, diba? And this is free, guys, okay? So, sa lahat ng mga walang ginagawa dyan, wala na namang mawawala sa inyo if you'll register. Instead, kayo pa ang mabibigyan because we're giving freebies sa lahat na mag-register. Kaya maganda na mag-register na kayo. And of course, this could be the start, di ba? To have a healthier and happier life for you, di ba? Para masimulan nyo ng daily 10,000 steps na gagawin niyo siya everyday, di ba? Matulong to sa inyo. So, register na. What are you waiting for? Ayan, nasa screen niyo na ang ating link. That is https://bit.ly/Infinitus919 register here. So fill up the form. And of course, guys, if you want more freebies, then siyempre, we have our premium registration. Pwede nyo piliin yung premium registration para magkaroon pa kayo ng mas marami pang freebies for our event on that day. And of course, please like and follow us on our social media pages na nakikita nyo na sa inyong sasabi ko sana TV screen, ano? Pero di na tayo lahat na sa TV, but on your screen, on your phone or tablet or laptop, yan, our Facebook social media page, our Instagram page, what else? YouTube, and of course our Twitter account. So just keep on following us, like our page, like our post, share it, and just share the good news of this health benefits na binibigay ng ating premium health products from Infinitus Philippines. So that's it for our T-Talks 4th webisode. Don't forget to comment your answer on our question of the day sa ating comment section, okay, para naman manalo kayo ng ating featured product for today, which is the 40 mix with tangerine peel. So, gandahan yung sagot nyo guys para mapili kayo, okay? So, thank you so much. Till next time. Ciao!